Okay, we're going to look at this Revit model, Revit. Basically, we're going to start off with a new drawing. Think of this as basically you're designing or drawing in 3D, but the output is actually 2D. So you can output 2D drawings out of it, but really the whole thing is always 3D. So when we start drawing something, generally we draw in this space here. So if we draw it here, these little markers here indicate our elevation, so we'll be able to see the front view, the side view, and also this section marker here will give us a section through it. Not to say that you can't add more of those. You can add more, another section if I wanted to go the other way around and cut through it and see what's going on. We won't put a topo in it at this point, but we'll do that at a later session. All right, so let's go with drawing a wall. It doesn't matter if you really, for your purposes, whether it's structural or architectural, pretty much the same end result. I'll put in a wall that you'll be using for your project, which is a 250 brick veneer home. We can all relate to that sort of, a house, so we'll use that. Now, I didn't fix up some settings, and that's why you weren't seeing anything. Basically, with CAD, you have options when you pick up a command. With AutoCAD and Bricks CAD and all of that, that command line is down the bottom here. With this thing here, it's both the bottom and here, or possibly in here. So what we're looking at here at the moment, I'm drawing. This is your project browser, so it's telling me on which view I'm drawing this plan. I'm drawing on the ground floor, and of course I could be drawing on level 1. Over here it tells me information about the tool I have currently. All right, so and up here are the options for that tool, and I can sometimes change the option here and here. It's just whatever you choose. It's like a house. It's got a front door and a back door. You can choose whichever one you're going in and out from. So here we generally go up here and say, okay, well, I want to connect. First of all, when I'm drawing a wall, and this is a stupid thing you shouldn't have to change, but I want to draw the wall so it goes upwards rather than downwards. Okay, that didn't used to be a problem, but it is now. And whether I want to connect my wall to the level 1, all right, or have it unconnected and it can be 8 meters tall, as that indicates. Okay, so basically, the other thing is whether you want to draw this. When you're clicking, are you clicking the center line of the wall, or are you clicking the left face or whatever? So I'm going to go to the finish face exterior for this example. I'm going to chain it, which means it's going to be more than one line, like the AutoCAD line command works. Keeps going until you say stop. All right. So and I can offset it from wherever I click, but I'm not going to do that. I want to draw exactly where I'm clicking, and I'm not doing a radius because I'm not doing, for here you got additional tools. You can say, well, I'm just going to do a rectangle or line work, or I'm going to do a pentagonal house or whatever all in one go. But no, we're just going straight lines. And click here, and we're going straight up. And there's a number there that comes up, 12,000. I can move up, or I can just type it in. If I want, like with CAD, I can type in, now we're doing millimeters here, not meters. Okay, so we're going to put in, let's just say, let's do this one, 9,000. All right, enter. And let's go across, and I'll just blow that up a bit, make it 10,000. Go up for a bit, come down, whatever. When I come down here, it lines itself up with the front if I want to stop there, or I can keep going and just come around and do something else over here, and lines itself up again, and I can just click there and it just finishes. And this is like the enter command in Bricks CAD. You just click modify or escape a couple of times, or you can type in MD if you want. All right, unlike CAD, when you type in a shortcut command, it's 2 letters always, and there's no enter for it. All right, so here we have certain visuals that we can play with. I said it was a brick veneer, which means I'm expecting a brick layer, gap for the cavity, and I'm expecting some studs inside the house. They're not coming up because my resolution is set to coarse, so I change that to fine, and we get that sort of thing happening. All right. So have a look at what we've done up until now in 3D. There's usually a little house here I can use. Gives me a 3D view of that, and that's what I've done. All right, so there it is. So again, you can just change this so it's final resolution. You can make it so it's realistic. You can zoom in. You can see the bricks and that sort of thing. All right. So that's what I mean. We're drawing in 3D, but we output 2D plans still. In the future, you won't be outputting 2D plans at all. In the future, the only thing that builders are going to use to start from will be that Navisworks model. It will be all measured off that. We all fed to surveying machines, and will all be laid out digitally. There will be no measuring tapes, and there will be no drawings. And that's the future between... it will start getting phased in within the next 5 years, I reckon. This is my input. To maybe 10 years. But it's already happening in a smaller scale, okay? So... whoever tells you that 2D drawings are going to be in fashion in the next 10 years, I don't think they're well informed. So that's the future. All right, so here we go with putting a door in, for example. Here's a door. Okay, there's an 813 door by 2134. Wonderful. In Australia, we don't have that. All right. It's just it just picked up an American door and changed literally just converted it to be in metric, but it's not what we do. Very easy to change here. Edit the type, click here and go, okay, well I want my door to be 820. First of all, you wouldn't ruin that one, you just duplicate it, create a new one, just call it 820 door. Okay, whatever you want to call it. Of course, all this sort of stuff will be in your template file. If you're in an architectural office already, you wouldn't have to do this, all right? Call it 820 door, and it's going to be 2040 high, all right? That's what the Australian standard is. I know that because it's my area. That's fine. Once I put the door in, you click it here, all right? If I don't like the swing, I just click it goes the other way, or I can have it outside, or whatever, all right? So that's your door put in. And it just continues to drop these things in. It's not like AutoCAD where it just bombs out. You can put as many as you want, and then, all right. So that's that. Okay. So what we've done in 3D. Now that I've pressed the 3D button once, it should appear in my 3D views on my browser here. So I'm gonna just go here and have a look at what I've done. So there's my door. If I don't like the door where it is, I click it here. I can change it from there. I can make it say 2000 away from that corner. All right. So that automatically updates everything. All right, so one model basically. These things here, these views here, you can think of them as much like the AutoCAD viewports, where they're set up how you want it to look on the sheet, but it's not on the sheet yet. All right, so the viewport is actually floating, and it's not on the sheet as yet. All right, so but you can set the scale of the viewports. I can make it 1:100 or 1:50 or whatever it might be. I can make it so, however I want it to look here. If I want it to look realistic, shaded or whatever, and that's how it's going to come out. All right. All right. So the other thing is, if I just put in another wall, so a couple of internal walls, I can change this to keep it in the stud family, in the timber family. Let's go with a timber 90mm, and you might want to just draw some walls in here. All right, so just draw one here. Again, you just escape once, and the tool still stays active, and I can just go on and draw a few more in here. So yeah, it might be something in here. I don't know. Whatever. That's good enough for now. Now, what we've got, as you can see, it automatically trims this out for us, as you saw here as well. Okay, so what if I want to make this a little bit smaller? Well, all I've got to do is click on this wall that I want to move in or out. It gives me this thing here, and okay, well, it's fine. It says it's 5650 there, but I want the room to be 5000. It'll move that wall in because I highlighted that wall. Okay, so that changed updated my elevations, everything, and sections all at once. All right, what if I want to do something else? What if I want to actually give this, let's just do an overall here, that's another one. Okay, what if I want to give this wall an overall here? It's a 7000 there, but I want the overall to be, say, 8000 from the outside face of this. How do I do it? Well, I just click on this little dot here, and it moves out, and my measurement then is measured from that. If I click it again, it'll come back into the center and so on and so forth. You can actually drag it there as well and place it to the face. So if I click here, we can go 8,000, say, or whatever number I decide. Right? And that, now because I highlighted the one in the middle, that blue wall, that's the one that's going to move, and it's going to move to the left. If I wanted the other one to grow this way, I should have highlighted this one. All right? So that's how it works. All right, so that's as expected, that's what happened. All right, just drop a window in. All right, we can load more windows. I mean, at the moment I've got these choices. Oh, here's a good one. Oh, we're gonna 610, but yeah, nothing bigger than 900. But you can modify this as like I did with the door and create a bigger one, or you can load some in there. And unlike AutoCAD, this comes with an array of stuff. Quite, even site, all sorts of things in here that are not already available in the template. And you can download a whole lot of stuff from seek.autodesk.com and a whole lot of other sites. CAD-U is another one. So there's a few of them around. Revit City is another one. So you can get a whole lot of stuff that's already made up. Okay, so let's drop this window in because we don't really care what window we've got at this point. Alright, so that's the windows, and basically all I've got to do next is work down my scale, have a look at now in level 1, okay, well we haven't got, if we have a look in 3D, what we've got is this. Okay, we've got a hole, we've got no floor, we've got no roof. Okay, so let's just put a roof on. Alright, let's go back to, now 90 or 9.5 times out of 10 I end up trying to put my roof on from the ground floor plan, and carries on, which is fine, but I'll do it again on purpose this time. If I go to the roof, I can do a roof by footprint. He says, you idiot, you should be putting it on level 1, not on the ground floor. Yes, you're right. Okay, so I say yes, put it on the level 1. There's a little thing here. I can just highlight this, and hover over it, press tab, and it picks, and then click, and it picks up all the walls. All right. So what am I putting in? I'm putting in a roof. Well, I actually didn't want it like that. I want to put it. Actually, I want to just undo that a step. I just want to put the roof in, but I want to have an overhang of 760, say, and I want to extend that to the core. And then I want to do what I did just before, and now if I tap and click, it puts in the overhang for me automatically. What angle is that? It's 30 degrees, but I can change that to 22.5, or I can change it individually per line. Alright, so that's basically that's our sketch, and our roof is 400 deep. I don't really want that. I can change it or just pick another one that's there, and then just press that. Alright, so if I go to level 1, this is our roof. It looks like that because it takes a cut through that level, just a bit above level 1. It takes a cut at about 1200 high. So if I just change my view, the way I view it, I'll go higher up. I just escape, so I'll not highlight anything, and then I can do that. I can just go to the view range and just change this number, say, to 3000, and change this one to 4000. So I've gone a bit higher to look at this roof from. Alright, so I'm getting the shape of the roof happening automatically. And if I go to my 3D here, this is my little house happening. Alright, what if I wanted a gable end on this side? Well, that's quite easy. I can just click on here, edit the footprint, and for that line there only, I say it does not define a slope. Alright, so then we'll just tick it. And there we have it. Alright, so we've got a gable end. Okay, I know. That should be at the top, so I'll just click on that wall there, and where do I click on the wall? And we're looking for, because this has gone off off a bit. What if I attach top base, because the screen is a bit squashed up? And click that, and then click that, and that takes it up the top for me. All right. So very easy to model in this situation. All right, this last thing to do is put a bit of a concrete floor. So let's do that. Floor that will do. Yeah, 150 will do. Again, I'm not going to take too much time here. Just go tab, click, and whatever happens, happens, and just tick that and go back. And now we've got a concrete floor under here, which you can use to design your pad for your topographic model that you might have on your terrain. All right, so that's coming. But so we've got that. That's our 3D. That's fine. We can use this 3D, in fact, to put on the sheet of paper as well. All right, so let's go back here now. Let's have a look at the section through. This is our section. This is what it looks like. Again, I have to change this to be fine. There you go. I haven't got any footings in here. That's why it looks a bit odd. And my concrete slab went to the middle of the wall rather than to the outside, which is fine as well. All right, so that's the automatic section. If I change anything anywhere, I can change the that door, whichever one I'm going to be. I change it here if I want to. I can make it 2000, for example. All right, so everything is interconnected. All right, now I've got to put this on the sheet. So this is 1:100, for example. So I don't want my section to be a 1:100. I might want it 1:50, a bit more better detail. So a couple of things you need to do before you start that is to actually squash up these little areas here so that you're not getting. This is basically your viewport, right? That's your viewport size. So it's best to have that as close as possible to your model. All right. So that's that. So I'm going to put that on there and just decide what you're going to put on there. I'm going to put the ground floor plan again with this one here. The section, by the way, because I've got the section highlighted there, you can make it so it limits as to how much you see. So you can maybe see up to here or maybe up to that wall and not past that. So you can play around with those settings as well. Again, I'll make this a bit smaller because it's a bit too big. Yeah, I mean, dimensioning I didn't show you, but it's so easy. Let's go to dimensions. I can just go individual references, or I can do the whole wall at once. I can set the options so that it's picking up the intersecting walls, and basically I can click here. Now, one thing I didn't do in the options is I don't want the centers. How are we doing? Openings, intersecting walls. What do I do that for? Let's see. I'm not seeing that. Anyway, it's picking up the centers for some reason, but you can make it so it picks up the wall thickness, but I'll just go with that for now because I'm running out of time. You can put that anywhere you want. It just locks in. All right. So, or you can do just in. Yes, that's the problem. it's me. Okay, so on wall faces. So, for example, on the other side, I can go here, and it will pick up. Just zoom in there. It'll pick up all the different thicknesses of the wall. Just bring it back a bit, or whatever. All right. So that's tidying that up before we put it on the sheet. What else do we have? All right. So we've done that. Yeah, sure. Questions are good.
If it crashed now, would you lose it all?
Yes, absolutely. I didn't save it. Yeah, probably lose. It does an automatic save every so often.
Oh, so it does automatic.
Yeah, but
Just checking.
I haven't had one that I've crashed as such.
No,
As yet, so I don't know.
checking on the save.
Yeah, there are options you can do. Yes, and sorry.
Use the tape PC.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, yes. This is.
So it doesn't save automatically, so I'm always telling people.
Yeah, no, you have to always remember to save. That's right. And it does. This one here is a bit like different to AutoCAD. It doesn't just create a backup file. It creates like up to 20 backup files. It just names them 0001, 0002, so on and so forth. And you can change it when you do file save as, so you only keep, say, 3 of them rather than, because these files are like 100 times bigger than AutoCAD's, and you can quickly run out of room in your drive. Yeah, we've got our drives increased to 500 megabytes. I'm not sure about you lot, but because of this software, for the students that is. Okay, so let's go with, so I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to put in the 3D, the section, and that will probably do, I reckon. An elevation. Let's do an elevation. Let's do the south elevation. That looks quite lovely, actually. Let's put that on. The only thing we have to worry about again is turn on some of these little. The section was already turned on. This one is not. Just turn this on and just sort of make it a bit smaller, so it doesn't take too much room. Okay, that's fine. I won't muck around with that too much, but basically you've got to just turn off those little 2 ticks and leave the other one on. Just know that by experience. And let's go with sheets. So there's one already in here. You can load new ones if you want to, and go to load and templates and find them. But let's use the one that's there. So basically I'm dragging my viewport, which is also my model. Right? My viewport and my model is one. And I've set it up so it's the right scale, and I'm going to drag it and drop it in here. We've got issues which I didn't address earlier. These little guys here are saying, well, gee, you've got stuff out here that is, you don't, so it's not, maybe I didn't do that one, but let's go and have a look. No, I probably didn't do this one here as well, so I'll just tick those things on for a minute. And, okay, see that? So let's just drag this down and drag that up. All right. There's basically 2 viewports in here, as you can see. The continuous one is for the building. So if I go there, half the building is cut off. And the other one that's not continuous is for the annotation. So I can go right up to there, and as long as my annotation is in there, it won't crop it. But if I go past there, it disappears. So it's a bit better than the average AutoCAD viewport thing. All right, so I can do that. All right, and that out there. All right, I'll do. So let's go back to our sheet here, and that's become smaller already, except that's ended up down there, and I have to click on here. I can make that a bit smaller for a start, and I'll just zoom in, and I can just push. Click and drag that up here. All right. Okay, and then I can move the whole thing down together. All right. So that's again, this outline is coming up because I didn't turn off a check mark, I reckon. So we just double click to go in there, and just take off these, as I said earlier. Right click to exit out of the viewport. You can't double click outside like you can with AutoCAD, but you can in release 14, not in this one here. Sorry, in 15. This is 14. So you have to right click and deactivate. Okay, let's put in ground elevation. Let's go to south elevation, drag that in there. Right, that should be alright. Now when we go there, see how it lines up. I can't zoom, but it lines up the little, when you get to that level, it lines those little labels up if you want. And basically that's that, and just drop in the section and the 3D. I'll do the 3D now. Here's the 3D. Alright, and let's put in the section. Let's drop that there. Again, if I come up here, it'll line up the labels. If I want them to line up. Mind you, the label's not in the right spot anyway, because the label should be, underneath there. But anyway, I'll make this label a bit smaller so it's not running into that one. And I'll move the whole thing across a bit. And this one down. Oops. All right. So here it says the scale as well. It's 1:50. All right, that sort of thing. And here I can go here and say, okay, well, double click in there, and I can just change the scale to something else. So I can make it a bit bigger. So 1:50. That makes it grow. If the scale is not there, you can set a new scale. Right click, deactivate. All right, so I'm out of the sheet. I could have gone to the view and do it, but I could do it from here as well. Again, if I click here, I can click here. It's a bit weird where you click. All right, so that's basically that, and yeah, fills in a lot of information. Project information comes in automatically. Scale is as indicated because it's a whole lot of different scales, but I can fill in project information in here, for example. Under here somewhere, and then it feeds it back into there, or I can just double click on here and just change the information there, and it feeds it back into the project information again that way. Or you can change it in here, checker, you can do it there. Okay, other ways, there's a million different ways you can do it. So there's so different ways of doing it. All right. That's been your demonstration with 5 minutes to spare. Any questions? No? Okay. Well done. Thank you.